So off the tip, it's Oklahoma City. Now Golden State's starting five. The sharpshooters Curry and Thompson are at the 1 and the 2. Durant and Draymond Green, talented forward duo. And it's Pachulia in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Curry kicks to Green. Good, and Curry gets the assist. Green's got the game going here with the first basket for the Warriors. And here in the early part of the season, Steve, when you played, did you have a favorite part of the regular season?
I did. I think right around All-Star break and afterwards, because now you know you have a chance or you're in a hunt. You got to start to pick this up to put you in a place for the postseason. But if you're not in the postseason, February starts to feel like a drag.
I bet. But when you can see the light at the end of the tunnel, at least now you got something to aim for, right?
Yes.
Now, here is George, following the miss by Draymond Green.
Oh, you can tell he's frustrated to get that good of a look from three, and he didn't make it.
Durant kicks to Curry. Drills the three-pointer. Curry's got his first 3 points of the game.
Stephen Curry's release is beautiful.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
Westbrook kicks to Patterson. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back.
And that's from beyond, guys, right back at you.
This is looking more like an all-star game right now. Everyone launching from range.
Now here's Durant. Curry's shot is off. Outside, George. And it's off from three-point range. Golden State's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. The shot by Thompson, no good. For Oklahoma City, they've gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. And Robertson has it in the corner. No good on the triple.
Really just struggling here in the first few minutes. 5 attempts with only 1 falling.
Curry outside. Another miss by Curry. Warriors on D. Right side, George. No one near Westbrook as he lets it go. That falls. Nice feed that time from George.
And the feed from George couldn't be better. The timing, the placement, everything about that dish was pinpoint.
Picked by Pachulia. Curry passes it to Thompson. Green with a screen on Westbrook. 5 on the clock. Another miss by Curry.
Yeah, you love the solid screen, but what you hate is just the inability to finish.
You can see he's frustrated with that one. Knows it's up to him to make that play.
Now here's Westbrook. Westbrook double team. Lets it go from the wing. George, no good.
Can't convert, but a good opportunity from mid-range. He'll take that every time.
And Paul George kind of made it known of his desire to leave for L.A. after this season, but big risk for the Thunder to make that move and trade for him.
The defense challenging the look, but Stephen Curry is just great at keeping his focus.
Westbrook kicks to George. That shot, no good.
And a little frustration now, missing on the catch and flush.
You know, because it's all about timing, just unable to connect. One of those plays you really want back. Great eye contact. Guys working in tandem in the paint.
Ring shot on the way. That misses off the backboard.
He can't find his mojo. Tough quarter for him scoring the basketball.
Now here's Thompson. Defense right on him. And the wide open shot from Green. A three-pointer off the mark. And they're trailing by 3. Outside Westbrook. Another miss by Westbrook.
It's been a frustrating quarter for him shooting the basketball. He just has to make sure he's taking good shots.
Hits the three-point bomb.
I mean, a pull-up J, that is awesome to get a chance to see him on the floor, stopping on a dime, and pulling up.
And Westbrook gets it to go. Westbrook's got his second basket of the night.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
Green kicks to Curry. Off target with his 3. Oklahoma City's gotten just 2 of 6 to fall from three-point range so far in the first. George against Durant. And that one's good. George. And here is Curry. 8 points for him. Durant dishes to Curry. Again, Curry missing.
He is really forcing things now. Doesn't have to do it because his teammates are picking up the slack.
And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
Well, when Paul George announced this summer that he intended to leave for the Lakers when the contract ran out, you knew what was coming. Even as a rental possibility, the suitors lined up, and eventually the price was paid, and now George finds himself in a Thunder uniform.
That free throw good from George. And to many, the Thunder came out of nowhere to land George in that trade.
You know, most thought Cleveland or maybe Boston were the front runners for his services, but the Thunder snuck in and made their team a 2-star squad once again. Very interesting to see how far the duo of Westbrook and George can go.
You know, last season, Steve Kerr once again having to miss time due to complications from his back surgery. Missed the majority of the team's postseason, but he got through the regular season fine, but it's something that has troubled him off and on.
How on earth did they let him get that wide open?
The shot and game clock separated by 4. Patterson passes to Westbrook. Back to Patterson. A 3-ball. Warriors with the rebound. Thompson's got his 3rd rebound tonight. Tries from 10. Iguodala kicks to Curry. Stolen by Westbrook. Jumps up. And the dunk by Robertson.
Love the attitude of Westbrook. Continues to improve at running the offense and finding ways to create opportunities for his teammates.
And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Warriors lead by 1. 2K Sports back in a moment here in Oklahoma City. And work ethic, a big part of Steph Curry's success, as he was not a highly regarded 5-star recruit coming out of high school.
There's obviously ways that you can get better as a player from year to year and find different ways to show, what you're capable of, and that's kind of how, my story unfolded from high school to now, is just adding a little bit of piece here, a piece there every single year.
And he's certainly become not only a complete player, but the kind of true star guys that every team is looking to build around.
You know, when he was drafted, Steph was viewed by most scouts as a great shooter. Not a centerpiece, but boy, were they wrong.
Welcome back, folks. We have a close game here at the start of the second quarter of play. And from what we've seen so far from the Warriors, how would you grade them?
Yeah, it didn't take them long to get that transition game going.
No, right off the tip, it was an ambush, pushing the pace every chance they got.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. And Golden State looking at who they've got. Thompson at the 2 with Iguodala playing the 3. Green is out there with West, and it's Curry in a corner. That shot wide open. And it's 6 points for Klay Thompson.
Sometimes before Thompson even catches the pass, he knows he's firing.
Abrinas kicks to Westbrook. And he can't answer back. The 3-pointer offline. And last season with the acquisition of Kevin Durant, it seemed the Warriors fell into the villain role in the NBA. They became the team fans love to hate as they were viewed from afar as being unfair. Smitty, do you think they embraced that role?
I think they did. Either knowingly or not, the physical play and antics of their big men helped that along. Not to mention quotes like, no nightlife in Utah.
It's stolen by Green. Thompson outside. Outside Curry. Picked by West. A shot by Thompson and no one's around. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. Curry's got his 4th assist in this one. Here's Abrinas. He's covered by Thompson. Westbrook kicks to Abrinas. Connects from three-point range.
Trading threes. It's a little bit of that mano-a-mano right now.
You know, I can't lie. It's fun to watch. Gets the players going and the fans.
Some nice passing by Golden State. Here's Green. Again, the miss by Green. Oklahoma City trailing. Outside, George. Pass to Abrinas. Back to George. He feeds it to Westbrook. From deep. Warriors with the rebound.
And they usually came out on top when these two teams faced off last year. No surprise, they're the better team.
Iggy just keeping his head up on his swivel all the time.
The Thunder have gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. Abrinas the pass to Westbrook. Back to Abrinas. He nails it, and we're tied up. Abrinas has got 6 in the quarter.
And there's where, if you get some room, you kind of have to take that shot to keep the defense honest.
On the wing, Thompson. And here's Green outside. Another 3 for Golden State.
And they've done a great job knocking down those long-range shots here in the second, shooting just over 40% from downtown.
Outside Westbrook. Westbrook missing again.
He's being aggressive, trying to turn around the team's fortunes, but he's having a hard time executing.
Thompson left side. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way. And now a 5-point Warrior lead. Here's Westbrook. 8 points for him. Screen by Adams. The tray. Here's Cantor. That one's not going to go. West with some nice D. Some firepower from this offense tonight.
Yeah, they got a nice groove going right now offensively.
Here's Curry with the 3, and another 3 for Golden State. Smitty, we've seen our share of dominant teams in the past decade. The big 3 in Boston, Miami, of course, with LeBron, KD joining the Warriors. You played against a lot of incredible teams during your terrific career. Which team was the most intimidating for you, or which team did you have the most respect for?
You know, I would say it was later in their career, but intimidation was a factor. When you play against the bad boys in Detroit, I mean, the fouling of those guys. But I think from a sheer talent, it was the Chicago Bulls. They were the first team, especially not my era, won 72 games. They would come in and just steamroll you with their offense, with their defense, and their execution. So those two teams were the 2 teams I would think was most intimidating.
Abrinas kicks to Westbrook. Hands it from downtown. Westbrook's got a couple of 3-pointers in the second for the Thunder.
And they are absolutely stroking it from beyond the arc.
Outside, Green. Curry with it. Cantor covering. Shot from 12. Excellent D from Cantor. Thunder trailing by 5.
2-for-1 territory, but they got to work quick.
This is where the play calling comes in. Let's see what they got.
Here's Westbrook. Here's Adams, and plenty of contact on the shot. So, 2 free throws coming up. And there's the foul against Golden State. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
And you know, you'll take what he can give you from the free throw line. Looking at his numbers, just really not one of his strengths. Shooting in the low 60s last season.
The first one falls. A different look for Oklahoma City. Patterson comes in for Enes Kanter. And it's Roberson in for Alex Abrinas. And then for Golden State, Kevin Durant's checked in for West. Patrick McCaw comes in for Klay Thompson. And it's Livingston in for Steph Curry. Second free throw, no good. Warriors leading by 4.
And quarter's almost over. You don't want to give the ball back here.
Gotta be smart about it. Even if you miss, you want to leave no time on the clock.
And since the first quarter, we've seen them ease off on that long-range affair. And frankly, that's probably a good idea.
You like Patterson because he's always looking for a spot on the floor to score.
Durant up top, shoots over Patterson, and it would have counted had it fallen, but it's offline. And we're through the first half of basketball here, and what's been a good one. The Warriors on top. They lead by 3. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Draymond Green. Draymond, big front court on the other team. Was the game plan to make them adjust to you?
Absolutely. We know their size is what they were going to bank on. Pull them away from the rim a little bit. We were able to knock some shots down.
You look comfortable, and they did not. Thanks a lot, Draymond. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
And now, the 2K Sports
and
Halftime
welcome to halftime. Hey, what a fantastic time of the year. NBA season getting underway.
I'm excited. I am really excited. I am really, really excited.
Golden State found themselves in a close game in the first. The biggest lead they were able to get out to during the first period was 6 points. They battled hard in the second quarter, and it was reflected on the scoreboard. Taking a look at the Warriors, Kenny, what'd you think?
Well, they made a concerted effort to get out on the fast break. Dunks, alley-oops, run the lanes at every opportunity, and it's wearing the defense down.
And now, Shaq, let's get your opinion on Oklahoma City.
The way they were getting rained on from 3, they're lucky to still be in this. In some cases, it was shooters making contested shots, but in others, it was defenders leaving shooters wide open. You can't do that. Bottom line, their perimeter defense was lax, and that needs to change, and that's a fact. What was rhyming, huh?
That's it for halftime. Glad you could join us, as now we send you back to the action for the start of the third quarter.
Welcome back to Oklahoma City, everyone. You can see Chesapeake Energy Arena there in the background as the cars stream down I-40. Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half. One guy who's been getting it done so far, Stefan Curry.
And so far, he's giving them great production from deep. They've been able to kind of spread the floor because of it.
You see the defense trying to make an adjustment, but it's hard when he's hitting from that far away.
Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half. Warriors leading by 3. Inside, it's Patterson and Adams. Westbrook and Robertson are the backcourt pair, and it's George in at the small forward position. That's the lineup in the game for Oklahoma City.
Stephen Curry mixing up his offense, now getting a chance to score in the paint.
Oklahoma City's gotten the three-point shot off 16 times tonight. 7 times they've hit it, 9 times they've missed. Robertson dishes to Adams. Here's Patterson. And again, Oklahoma City with the triple.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Westbrook against Curry. Kicks to Thompson. Green, the screen. For 3, Durant. They get it back. Pachulia. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Yeah, easy call.
The Warriors shooting their first shots from the free throw line tonight.
And look back a season ago. They did a solid job at the line, about 79% of their free throws.
The free throw drops for Pachulia. Smitty, you were very much the prototypical wing player during your career. When you look around the league, which current player reminds you, say, most of yourself and your style?
You know, I think a guy, he's getting a little bit older, but I think the most A similar guy for me was Joe Johnson. Some of the guys I love watching right now is definitely not that long, and a guy that can create that much space is Giannis because he can handle the basketball. I'm looking forward to watching Ben Simmons. I like the 6'8", 6'9" guys that can handle the basketball, but I would say Joe Johnson, and he's still gone.
Roberson the pass to Westbrook. Can't tie it up as that one's no good. Warriors leading by 3. Thompson inside the line. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls.
He was wide open. Reason why? Stephen Curry is a fantastic player who quickly got it over to his teammate.
Here's Patterson. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing. Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
And it's Westbrook. That time on the assist from Robertson. Westbrook's got 13 points.
And Westbrook is a terror from the mid-range. Terrific at sticking it to the defense from that spot on the floor.
Green, the screen. Curry with it. Westbrook picks him up. Durant kicks to Curry. 6 to shoot. Steps back and fires. Again, Golden State.
When the ball's in his hand and he rises up to take a jump shot, you always think he's going to get in. He is starting to catch fire, Stephen Curry.
Westbrook dishes to Adams. Here's Patterson, and he's good on the 3-ball. Patterson's got a pair of threes now here in the third for Oklahoma City. Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. Pachulia kicks to Durant. Green, the screen, beyond the arc. And Steph Curry gets the 3. Curry's got 20.
Stephen Curry is great off the dribble, but he also is good at the catch and shoot.
And George kicks to Westbrook. Oklahoma City moving it around. Durant against George. Over Durant. Got it, and the Warrior lead has been cut to just 3 points on the basket from George. Greg, you watch the Thunder play, and it's clear that this team comes out looking to attack. Everyone on the team wants to put it on the floor and go right at the rim.
And part of that is their leader, Westbrook, just setting the tone. I mean, team finished near the top in points in the paint last season, and the addition of Paul George just helps to enforce that strength.
Back to Westbrook. They set the pick. Adams with the screen on Thompson. There's the 3. Robertson can't hit. Warriors leading by 6. Outside Curry. He kicks it to Pachulia. Here's Green. And misses it off the right side of the rim. Oklahoma City's gone 2 of 5 with the 3-point shot since coming out of the break. George against Durant. George missing again. Warriors have gotten 5 of 8 shots to fall for them in the third quarter. A nice 62% from the field. Curry passes to Thompson. Good, and Curry gets the assist. Curry's got 6 assists here tonight.
Defensively, they just look out of sync, not closing out on the threes in time.
Here's Patterson. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Golden State's gone 3 of 5 with the long ball since entering the second half. From 12 feet out. Bounces high off the rim and drops. And now an 11-point Warrior lead.
Good defense, better offense. Durant more than capable of burying shots with a hand in his face.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Thunder. You watch Kevin Durant and the way he just rises up so easily, Steve, with his soft touch. He can absolutely be unguardable, even if you're willing to throw double and triple teams his way.
You know, Durant's height, shooting, and mobility are just too much for one defender to deal with. On any given possession, he can create a good look out of nothing. It's why he's one of the greatest scorers to ever play.
And the Thunder making a switch here. Golden State also making some changes. Iguodala comes in for Jaja Pachulia. And it's Livingston in for Thompson. Outside, George feeds it to Robertson. Oklahoma City keeping it alive with a new 24-second shot clock. Cantor's shot is off.
And guys, there's a lot to like here defensively. That shot almost ends up in the stands.
And he was not quite in position to block the shot, but the result is all the same.
Curry with it. Westbrook picks him up. Green, the screen. And Durant, here we go. Fouled in the act of shooting. A three-point play chance coming up.
And after really leaning on that three-point shot in the first half, seeming like they're just getting away from it here in the second. More of the shots coming from the interior.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
Free throw shooting, not an area he has worried about at all. How about last year, 88% from the line.
And the Thunder making a change here. Chris Dunn's checked in. Free throw off from Durant. And last season, Durant was again playing at a very high level, even after shifting teams and deferring to other stars. And before his injury, there was talk of him being in the MVP conversation.
Which is scary because you know when he's healthy, every year he will be in that conversation. As long as he's healthy, he will be considered one of the top players in the league.
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. To the inside, Green. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Green's got 7.
Green is just a bulldog on the offensive glass. So great at reading misses and getting second chances.
And Kristen kicks to Roberson. Got it up. Can't connect. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Warriors lead by 12. 2K Sports back in a moment here in Oklahoma City. And a moment ago inside the huddle with head coach Steve Kerr.
Move it to the next guy, drive and kick, let it come out in the wash, all right?
And Steve Kerr asking his guys to simply run their offense, share the basketball.
Yeah, and don't just settle for tossing it around the horn. Attack the defense, play inside out when you can. Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. And Golden State looking at who they've got. Iguodala at small forward with Durant playing the 4. Livingston is out there with McCaw. And it's Green in at the 5 spot.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
And with the Warriors, their ability to score in bunches really is unmatched throughout the league. They'll be going along with the team, and then all of a sudden they have that 20-point lead in like 3 minutes. It can happen so fast that I think at times the other teams are shell-shocked.
And that'll be Oklahoma City's ball as it goes out of bounds. Thunder trailing by 9. Out to the right wing. Here's Roberson. And the 3 off target. And talking about the Warriors and their ability to build a lead very quickly, the shooting they have, Greg, is a very big part of how they can just bury a team.
It is. Their shooting, especially from deep, but also their defense. One kind of feeds the other in terms of how they can steamroll teams and create that momentum. And only the special teams can put a game away with a 5-minute run, but this is one that has consistently done it over the last 3 years.
And the first one drops. Greg, when you think about the franchises in the league that have sustained success, who are always competitive, Oklahoma City should be right there at the top.
Yeah, I mean, just look at the records for the Thunder, and their success really does speak for itself. 8 straight seasons of 500 or better basketball. Only the Spurs and Rockets can also make that claim.
And so he hits both. Every NBA player, Steve, believes in themselves, but some take it to the extreme. When they're on the run, when they're off and cold, they just kind of lose interest, it seems. Which players do you think have this irrational confidence, if you want to call it that?
I think J.R. Smith, every shot, any shot, anywhere he feels is going in, and he will still take shots. He has amnesia. He could be 0 for 10 and keep shooting the basketball. Jamal Crawford is another guy. Those guys, they keep firing. Damian Lillard, they will keep shooting because they feel the next shot is going in. You know, this is a time when you don't have to force anything. You're in command of this game.
Pass to Grant. And Kristen kicks to Cancer. Shoots it. And it's off the back rim. No good.
And the defense daring him to shoot that. Good plan right there.
Here's McCall. Here's Iguodala, and he makes the bucket, drew contact, and gets the whistle, too.
Terrific persistence by Andre. Great work keeping the play alive.
West is checked in for Durant. The free throw drops for Iguodala.
And they're drawing more whistles and working their way to the line here in the second half.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City.
And for the last few seasons, we've seen where Andre Iguodala's role on offense has diminished. You know, he still contributes, but tends to defer a bit more there. And one thing you can say, though, defensively, still at an elite level in terms of his versatility.
Perhaps, Greg, the biggest asset Iguodala brings to a team is his ability to defend.
I mean, he just has great timing for when to go for the steal. I mean, he can still move his feet well and can guard anybody, but the versatility to guard point guards to power forwards is something that makes him special.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, during the break, I listened in on Billy Donovan's huddle with his team, and he was emphatic. He said, "We are not going to win this game playing this way, fellas. You've got to step it up. You've got to get aggressive, and you've got to battle to get back in this thing." See if that pep talk got him going, guys.
Livingston dishes to West. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. And the Warriors dominant last season again, not only because, Greg, of their offense, but because of their defense. One of the best in the NBA, and they're just so active on that end of the floor.
No doubt about it. And you know what? Credit their personnel, because it allows them so much more flexibility defensively. And even when they go small, they have excellent rim protection. They're a physical bunch. I just don't think they get enough credit for their rebounding, one of the better teams in our league.
And the first one at the line is good. And the Warriors making a change here. Thompson's checked in. so he gets them both.
And really, the past few seasons, the Thunder have just been a dominant team on the glass. They do a great job of limiting second chance points, and they get a lot of extra possessions with their own offensive rebound.
And George kicks to Cantor. And no good that time. Great D that time from Green.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
You look over the roster of the Thunder, and it's easy to see why they're such a great rebounding team. 1 through 5 can come up with 10 boards on any given night.
And those rebounding totals usually translate to wins for this team. But very rarely do they lose a game when they're having their way on the glass. The goal at the end of the night is to play the bully in and around that painted area.
Here's West. That falls. Nice feed that time from Andre Iguodala. West has got the lead up to 13 now for the Warriors. There's a screen by Cantor. And Kristen kicks to George. And then George with the jam.
And I just love the aggressiveness from George, just slicing apart the defense with that terrific ability to penetrate.
And that was Under Armour bringing you that replay. Unleash chaos. And what a play it was.
And guys, how fun is it watching this fella just go to work?
Greg, it's not every point guard who can climb the ladder like he can.
Not at all.
You might look at him and think he can't get up, but he finds a way to consistently surprise the D by rising way above them time after time.
Over to the wing. Marked down low that time, and he got the 3-second call. Russell Westbrook's checked in for Kristoff, and then for Golden State. Pachulia, he's checked in for West. And it's Stefan Curry in for Sean Livingston. Thunder trailing by 13. Westbrook up top. He's covered by Thompson. And Westbrook gets it to go.
And I love the confidence and energy Westbrook plays with. Just an excellent scorer once he gets good position inside.
Picked by Pachulia. And Thompson kicks to Curry. Sinks the three-pointer. Curry's got 26.
And until someone stops him, he's just going to continue to keep firing from distance.
He does a great job, in my opinion, of finding space along the perimeter and has the touch to knock these down.
Count it, and the Warrior lead has been cut down now to just 12 points with the basket from Cantor. Warriors have gone 4 of 8 in this fourth quarter, shooting an even 50% from the field. Green, the screen. Iguodala outside. On the wing, Green. That falls. Nice feed that time from Andre Iguodala. And that's now 10 points for Draymond Green. Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. They're trailing by 15. A minute 20 left to play here in the fourth. And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Stephen Curry.
And what an amazing ball game we've seen from him. It's been a one-man show worth the price of admission all by itself. There wasn't anything he couldn't do on that court tonight.
Well, to come in here facing a hostile crowd and have a game like he's had, that's what separates the good players from the great players. He's checked in for Oklahoma City. Patterson comes in for Jeremy Grant. The Warriors also with a sub. Durant's checked in for Andre Iguodala. Right side, George. Buries the long-range jumper.
And there's never been any question about George's three-point range. He just goes through stretches where he knocks down the three at a ridiculous rate.
Here's Curry with the three. The offensive rebound. Gets to the rim for two with the D all over him. And the Warriors lead by 14.
And there's no doubt about this one. Playing with a lot of confidence tonight. It's a statement victory for the Warriors.
Their hard work on the glass paid off.
I tell you what, they're both excellent rebounding teams, and it was a tough battle underneath all game. And I think ultimately that earned the W.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year. And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Steph Curry.
You know, as the game tonight evolved, he really put the team on his back. He was aggressive, effective, and the defense, they weren't able to adjust.
And Roberson kicks to George. There's the feed to Westbrook. In the corner, it's Patterson. Misses the three.
And this is what he gives you, the ability to contest the shot without fouling.
Perimeter defense at a premium these days. You see the value in this kind of effort.
Curry with it. So we see the Warriors taking the game here. They came in here and took care of business like they were the home team.
And Kevin, how about the mental toughness that this group showed? They were never rattled at all by the opposing fans.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Steph, everyone knows you do a lot of different things for this team, but what would you say your primary focus is?
Trying to just take responsibility of my defensive duties. Reaching the point guard, force them in a different situation, difficult shots. Being our first, line of defense as they're bringing the ball up, put pressure on them, and try to take them out their offense. That's a lot of great point guards in this league, so I got to be able to do that all year and trying to get a good start to that this season.
That's what franchise players do, play at both ends. Thank you, Steph. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Steve Smith, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in. And we'll see you next time.